Hello, I'm Dr. Gunamni Rabha and my student Rishikesh.
Hello everyone.
Today we are going to say about the development of what?
Development of the 13th day blastocyst.
Okay, they actually made one model. They are about 10 members in their groups. So he is going to represent from their group, and this is about the development of what?
13th day human blastocyst.
13-day human blastocyst. And let's start now.
Yes.
Okay, start.
Hello
Rishikesh.
everyone. Myself Rishikesh Talukdar, a student from first year MBBS DMCH. So this is a model of 13th day human blastocyst. So basically we are going to study how the blastocyst develops. So for a better understanding we have to start from the 8th day. So in the 8th day of human blastocyst development, what happens is that the first of all the blastocyst is partially embedded in the endometrium layer of the uterus. Then the trophoblast, which has two parts, one is the cytotrophoblast as we can see here, and the other one is syncytotrophoblast. We can see it here. These are
Which in the model which part?
this is the
inside.
cytotrophoblast. This
Okay,
part,
since this one is the
cytotrophoblast,
and
this is the
syncytotrophoblast. That means outer one is the syncytotrophoblast.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So these two are the layers of the
Okay. In inside the syncytotrophoblast, what are these? These
Sir,
are means
these are actually trophoblastic lacunae.
lacunae. These are lacunae. No?
Yes, sir.
These are lacunae.
Yes, sir.
Space.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So in this cytotrophoblast layer, in this layer the cells are actually multinucleated, and the cells of cytotrophoblast are actually mitotically active. But here in case of syncytotrophoblast, the cells are mitotically not active; they are inactive.
Okay.
And these are actually the two layers of the bilaminar germ disc. The upper part is the epiblast, and the lower part, that is here we can say as it is colored yellow, this is the hypoblast. This epiblast has columnar like cells, and this hypoblast, which is the yellow in color, this contains cuboidal cells.
Okay,
Now
columnar, and but here you are not showing this one, no?
Yes, sir.
But
Sir,
in the actual photo there should be what?
sir, this blue part is the upper part, this is the hypoblast, sorry, epiblast, and this the lower part, that is the hypoblast.
Upper one will be the columnar.
Yes, sir. Epiblast will have columnar like cells, and the hypoblast, it will have cuboidal like cells.
Okay.
Sir, as time passes, this epiblast layer, the cells of epiblast layer will form a cavity, and that cavity will be known as the amniotic cavity, which is marked here. This part is the amniotic cavity, and this was all about the day A. Now
This cavity as a bowl. If you think about the bowl, now this one actually cut section of the bowl.
yes, sir. So
Upper one in the upper part cavity is known as the
amniotic cavity,
amniotic cavity. Lower one will be known as the
secondary yolk cell.
secondary yolk cell.
So this was all about the day A. Now we come to day 9. What happens in the day 9 is that this blastocyst, this will now get deeply embedded in the endometrial layer, and what will happen is that the trophoblast will continue to develop, but the development and the growth of the trophoblast will be more towards the embryonic pole, where the vacuoles will be present. Now these vacuoles in the embryonic pole, they will fuse to form this trophoblastic lacunae, and this is known as the lacunar stage of the blastocyst. Now one more thing that I want to tell is that this trophoblastic lacunae, actually this is the place from where uteroplacental circulation begins. The maternal blood will come here in the trophoblastic lacunae, and the uteroplacental circulation will start, which is actually a characteristic event of day 11th and day 12th. Okay. Now in the day 11th and day 12th, what happens is that as the syncytotrophoblast gets deeply embedded in the endometrial layer, it actually erodes the maternal blood capillaries.
Okay.
The maternal blood capillaries are actually very much dilated, hence they are also known as sinusoids. Since these maternal blood capillaries are dilated, so the blood gets the chance to pass through the trophoblastic system, and that circulation is known as uteroplacental circulation, which actually begins from the trophoblastic lacunae present in the embryonic pole of the blastocyst. This was about day 11 and day 12. Now we come to day 13. In the day 13, what happens is that the blastocyst gets completely embedded in the endometrial stroma, and the cytotrophoblast and the syncytotrophoblast, they are actually the cytotrophoblast layer, it actually penetrates deeper and deeper in the syncytotrophoblast layer, due to which what happens is that there is a formation of cellular columns. Now these cellular columns, they have a covering which is the syncytial covering. These cellular columns along with the syncytial covering, that forms the primary villi, which is present here. This is the primary villi, which is actually the syncytial, which is actually the cellular column along with the covering of syncytial covering. Now
that means here,
yes,
primary villi are there.
Yes, sir.
These are.
Yes, sir.
Means which one is primary villi?
Sir, this part actually.
Okay, this part.
Yes, sir.
These are
Yes, sir.
primary villi.
Primary villi.
This
Sure,
one
sir.
where what they are going?
Yes, sir.
They are the primary villi.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Now this part, as we can say, this whole part is actually the chorionic cavity, the large.
This as a whole.
Yes,
This
sir.
part.
This
Okay.
larger one.
This one is a cavity, no?
Yes,
This
sir.
cavity is
Chorionic cavity.
okay.
So this chorionic cavity is actually lined by extraembryonic somatic mesoderm,
Okay.
which is actually continuous in a portion. This portion where the extraembryonic somatic mesoderm, this one, extraembryonic somatic mesoderm, which lines the chorionic cavity, it is
This entire part is
Yes,
covered but as a whole.
yes, sir. This extraembryonic somatic mesoderm, it is continuous at this part, and this part forms the connecting stalk, which later on, upon growth and development, on the development of blood vessels, this connecting stalk forms the umbilical cord.
Yes. That means this one will connect it in the continuous in that area also.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this will form the connecting stalk, which will later form the umbilical cord.
Okay. Okay. What is this one is secondary yolk sac? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what is meaning? What is about the significance about it
So this is actually the secondary yolk sac.
in that area, no?
Yes,
This
sir.
part.
Yes, sir. This lower part.
Okay.
Sir, as I have told earlier that this yellow part, this is actually the hypoblast, which contains hypoblastic cells which are cuboidal like. These actually, sir, these cells, hypoblastic cells, actually migrate towards the exocoelomic cavity, which is actually the primitive yolk sac. Now, inside the primitive yolk sac, the exocoelom or the exocoelomic cavity, these hypoblastic cells forms a new cavity which is actually smaller in size, and that smaller cavity, that is known as the secondary yolk sac, or we can say it as a definitive yolk sac.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This part is exocoelomic cyst.
Yes, sir. Exocoelomic cyst. Actually, sir, during the growth and development, during the formation of secondary yolk sac within the exocoelomic cavity, some portions of exocoelomic cavity, they are pinched off. The structures, the regions where the exocoelomic cavity is pinched off, that is known as exocoelomic cyst.
Okay. This pinch up part, that means.
Yes, yes, pinched off part.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Nice presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, if there is any query from the viewers, definitely they will ask in the comments.
Yes, sir.
You must be ready to give the answers.
Yes, sir. I'm ever ready.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rishikesh.
Thank you.